Listened to your album the other day.
Oh, did you like it?
Not sure there was enough bass. I could almost hear the other sounds.
I'll crank it up next time.
Holding our defenses. We have to defend the point.
I will break before I yield. I will give you shelter. Devour them. Take everything from them. You are safe with me. Put them in the ground. We will shield you. Suffer as I have.
Your wounds run deep.
I will give you shelter. Put them in the ground. I am on fire.
Oh, yeah! Move it!
You are safe with me. We will shield you for now. Take everything from them. You are safe with me.
私が守る。
This ends now.
Put them in the Do not let
It's Jehud Barambasta Victahe.
I will give you shelter.
Defeat.
Play of the game.
You are safe with suffer as I have.
줄은 몰랐어 한 손으로는 tapping on it twice 표정 try to hide 좋아요 그 세 글자의 말 말로 하면 so uncool
Hello. I can, but you're a little bit hard to hear. I don't. Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Are we muted? Okay. It's hard to hear you. You're kind of garbled. Pardon? No, I do. It's this. That's the same. I still can't understand you.
Probably because this mic is still
Discord
muted.
is registering the wrong. I think Discord is registering the wrong microphone. I think that you're getting microphone audio from the webcam.
You said you think it's getting it from the webcam?
Like, check Discord, see the settings so that you can fix that.
Yep, it is. Is this better? Is this better?
Much better. There we go.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful.
Right, so yeah, I saw your text and I realized, probably it's not set up in the back then. Gotta go do that.
No, yeah, sorry for that. I did not expect this to happen.
It's fine. You can't expect food poisoning. It's fine.
Thanks, Mario. But how did round one go?
They won it, so I do actually have to change that real quick.
ID.
Alrighty then.
Right.
I'm pretty sure the stream title is also still wrong. Pretty sure that's also set to Smash. How would I do that?
That's its own thing. If we've already started streaming, we probably can't fix that one.
Okay. And they switch sides.
Alrighty then, are we unmuted?
Yep.
Alrighty then, hello and welcome, or welcome I guess is not the right thing to be saying. I guess I'm just used to saying that whenever I start saying casting words and it gets me in the flow. Circuit Royale, I feel like we don't usually see this map this early on in the rotation.
It is certainly unique to see.
It's certainly something. To my understanding, this is NECC against MVNU. Just wanted to make sure. So tell me a little about how CSU was playing in the previous round and how you think that might move into this next one.
It was CSU did really good. They did struggle a little bit in the beginning, but other than that, they did really well. They worked together as a team, and they was able to put up a pretty quick round.
That is what we like to hear. CSU has always felt like it is a team where a lot of the times it will be it's an issue of adaptation, where they will have to spend the time getting comfortable with what's going on and what team they're fighting before they can really start taking their ground. Circuit Royale is historically a very interesting map. We are going to see snipers on both ends of the game here. CSU choosing to go for Dovera on the Ana and Nevi in the bag on the Ash. I do personally kind of like that, especially with some of these perks that are in the game now. Albeit, I miss a little bit of the Widowmaker Hanzo of old Circuit Royale, but that's more just because that was a very fun map to watch. And
yeah,
back when we were playing it a lot, I remember we had some really, really good DPS on those specific characters. CSU is going to try and hold this first point here. Shoes just jumping on the point and getting advantage. That rock really is such a good CC tool. Winter goes down to the rockets, but CSU is still trying to hold here. Shoes using the cars for coverage.
We are going to see the Sigmas fighting it out with each other. Both team supports keeping each other alive, but we are going to see Nebi unfortunately getting taken out.
That's really, really painful. CSU currently out of, I think, unless Winter has rotated back in, out of DPS. We're going to see the switch to Widowmaker. Interesting to see. I wonder if that will find utility. Unfortunately, that's going to be Dipper. Or is that?
We are going to see a Captive Sun getting the pick.
Captive Sun comes down, takes out Winter, but Nevi in the bag able to trade for it at the very least. We're going to see the
Flux
come
going
out
in.
On Shoes. Takes down the opposing Sigma. This is really what you want to see in these circumstances. Once the tank goes down, the rest of the team can kind of crumble. And with this soldier just trying to run away, you hit him with a rock and you end up with a team kill.
Yeah.
CSU is going to try and push in here to hold a little bit behind the cart. I mean, I've heard of putting the cart before the horse, but I've never heard of putting the people before the people before the cart. I don't know. I have, actually. That's an entire lie. We're seeing it right now.
And Misunka trying to take the stairs up to the high ground, but unfortunately he's going to get caught.
Kind of a very, like, aside from, like, granted that Baptiste was able to get in and drop the immortality field, but being in that circumstance is really, really brutal, especially after getting hit with the rock when you are so low on health and kind of disjointed from the rest of your team, as much as tanks are meant to be somewhat
just barely unable to get the Widow. Sending the Genji after him.
I mean, it's like Nintendo. Whenever you leak a product of theirs, they gotta send the ninjas after you. Back into this tank v tank fight. Shoes getting a nice rock, and then being like, I think that, I don't know if it's like codified or anything, but I feel like something that's very important is like, it's obvious, but you want to be able to hit your rocks while avoiding your opponents, and it's felt like Shoes has been in that circumstance. Although rocks might matter a little bit less in the face of an orbital laser and speed ring, with CSU continuing to hold 40 seconds on the clock.
Shoes is getting low. Unfortunately, he's gonna go down.
Shoes unfortunately going down, which is not what you want to see at this kind of hold.
Was there a miscalculation?
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
If Shoes,
The opposing both teams going to end up dropping the infrasight. CSU trying to rotate in to stop the payload. I feel like they're in a decent position, especially with this gravity surge coming up. Shield comes up from Shoes. This could be important. Rock gets a hit on the Ana or the Alari.
there's the rock. If he was gonna ult, it would be now before it comes off cooldown. But he is gonna, yeah, he's gonna get low, die.
That's probably. I honestly, I think that saving the ult might have been the better play there.
Yeah.
Because as much as it's a good situation to drop it, you're at half health, and it does not, to my understanding, give you any sort of like armor or protection. You would just kind of be a sitting duck to burn through like 200 HP of. Before being able to push an ultimate advantage. That means that CSU is not going to be able to hold at that first point, but they are going to be able to push them to a very low amount of time going into checkpoint 2.
Both Sigmas trading their rocks.
They gotta bounce the singular neuron. I mean, like, Sigma's smart, so it's not singular neuron, but like, they gotta bounce the neurons between each other. The point blank rock finishing off the opposing tank. This is super advantageous for CSU.
Shield coming back on cooldown and enough time to give them some extra time to heal up.
And without the threat of a secondary tank who's going to be trying to go after your squishies, a lot of the time you can play a little bit more passively once the opponent doesn't have a tank to combat you with. A tank into a tankless enemy team is kind of brutal, especially when Dovera can find a kill on the opposing Widowmaker, which is super, super valuable. It covers up, or it opens up sightlines that that MV and U would usually be able to cover, just given the fact of you're no longer literally under sniper fire.
There goes the immortality field. Enemy, they're falling.
They're getting pushed back very aggressively.
A floating Sigma.
Can we talk about the spin? Like, he floated, like, I think that was the float, and you just do the spin. It's really funny.
Hey, he's gonna die. You might as well have some fun before he does.
Go out in style on your own terms. Alright, this is probably going to be the last team fight that they're going to have unless they can win this and take advantage. Very disadvantageous positioning of the pylon for MV and U. CSU immediately going to be able to pop it to prevent a lot of healing. Although it feels like CSU's in a little bit of a disjointed situation that could be really dangerous. Nevi in the back goes down to Vendetta's Sunstrike, but we're going to see the blade come out and get 3. That's huge for CSU. I think it was Nanoblade.
It was most likely Nanoblade.
Fortunately, it's looking like
CSU has one more team fight to keep them from getting second point.
They're in overtime, so they've definitely got some games to play. We're going to see the ball come out, probably just mainly for speed. I feel like if CSU can begin this contest and win a team fight, they're in a really good position. As much as I think that Ball is a very powerful character.
Gonna see the Gratuvic. They're low and they're dying.
Really low. I'm loving the ultimate usage from Shoes here, waiting for them to really not have an opportunity to make that work, and then immediately punish them for being in a situation where they cannot survive a gravity surge. Super advantageous for CSU. Takes the first round. If CSU, and that also opens them up for a pretty. If they can just get past that point, they've won the game, which is ideally, like, admittedly, that's for most things in payload, but
Yeah. It is now CSU's turn to attack. Let's see what they pull out first.
curious, admittedly. I think that my favorite memory of Circuit Royale was when I don't remember what team it was, but they whipped out a Lifeweaver and jumped over the buildings. It's very interesting.
Yeah, that is a pretty funny strategy.
I think CSU is going to take this pretty much the same way. I think this is what we kind of expect from Circuit Royale. As much as these two sides are different, you are playing on the same long, aggressive sightlines that allow you to peek and take heads just straight off their bodies.
Yeah, and we are going to see the Orisa coming out from NVU, or yeah, NVNU.
I think I understand it. I think that like Orisa is a very valuable character with a lot of really good options. But I think my concern is I don't think you have the coverage you usually want. Sigma's in this on this map very, very strongly. I think because of the versatility of the shield, and when you are just kind of a hulking behemoth, it's hard to kind of get that versatility. Shoes covering the sight lines to give the rest of his team room to breathe. Rock comes down with some serious damage on the tank. The spin and fortify are going to come out, but both of those cooldowns are right after another. If Shoes can just kind of go after the Orisa here, or even just the backline to take care of the Alari, take care of the pylon, and just, I mean, it speaks for itself at this point.
Yeah. CSU showing that they're not ones to be messed with. Can possibly gets the pick on the Baptiste.
I mean, look, that Baptiste jumped directly to the height that gets Sigma's primary fire explodes to.
Yeah.
That's just kind of fate at that point.
Much appreciated.
CSU continuing to push, gonna put
Oops.
the wall up.
I forgot I was clicked out with Overwatch.
Unfortunate. Nebby in the bag trying to get one of those jump shots, but unfortunately not going to find one. Is going to end up dueling with the Alari, holding down this sight line. Venom mine in a very I feel like that's a very advantageous place for a Venom mine. I'm gonna see the gravity come out. Universe is singing to Shoes, finds the kill on both the supports, leaves this Orisa just kind of having to walk alone and afraid. Has the spin, but like, you're alone, you need health.
They sent Orisa to the glue factory.
I mean, listen, that's what you gotta do at horses sometimes. Shoes holding this corner to prevent them from pushing further. The longer that Shoes is able to hold this, the longer that the shorter that CSU has to actually push. They're very, very close to where they need to be. It's going to be the probably. I think that if MVNU does not win this push and admittedly hold this line for 4 minutes, they're kind of cooked. And like 4 minutes in Overwatch is a very, very long time. That's
It really is,
like,
and they have just about.
It's gonna be CSU pushing into game point scenario against MVNU. Super, super where they want to be. And it's exciting to see that CSU is really, really showing what they are made of. We are going to see that Nano Blade from earlier finding the kill on the Alari, dashing in, finding the kill on the other Genji. There can only be one, finishing off the Ashe, and that was major, allowing CSU to keep it rolling.
한손으로 tapping on it twice 표정을 try to hide 좋아 입에 새겨져의 말로 하면 so uncool 서둘러 다 놓치기 전에 때론 과감한 게 나 의심하지마 you and I right this moment I want you love it 아는 척좀 그만하자 우리 서로 경험하잖아 심장은 너게 내게로 들리잖아 loving 그만 두려워하지 like
Alrighty then, moving into the third and game point match of this NECC Overwatch 2 match against MVNU. You're going to see Esperanza. This is a very common pick for the push map.
Mm-hmm. Many people don't like Caliseo. I count myself among one of them.
I don't know how I feel about the push maps. I really don't know how I feel about the push map. But you see CSU adjusting their strategy a bit. We're going to see the Ramatra come out alongside some characters that I really do like the pick. I think we've been seeing a lot of the Ana. I'm wondering if it's partially because of that bouncing grenade, or maybe the fact that you can also just straight up nano yourself, which is like really good.
Exactly. You think you're about to kill it in Ana? Nope. She nanos herself.
It's 2 nanos for the price of 1. I think we also see the Sombra, given, I assume, because of the support perk, which is, like, frankly, very versatile.
It actually also did get buff in the latest patch note, too.
buffed like mechanically, or did they change her again?
They
or
made it
did
so
they
it
just
can't get
increase her
interrupted
numbers?
by damage.
Oh wow. Okay, that's really good. CSU taking an early lead with Shoes walking the robot, which I feel like we don't usually see a tank do this, especially in the fact that it can.
Yeah,
it can
and
do
immediately
a
as
lot
soon
of
as you
players.
say it, he goes in for the kill.
At the very least, it's looking like Shoes is going to be able to rampage through this backline. You're going to see the hack come out on the Torb, and that's going to be curtains. I mean, when you're relying on technology, getting hacked might kind of be the end of the world for you.
Turb Torn actually did get nerfed. It does less damage and it has less health by base kit now.
I see. Gonna see this next team fight beginning with CSU continuing to push the robot. If they go a little bit further, they'll be able to get access to the forward spawn, but it's gonna look like MVNU are trying to go for maybe a strategy of going up top, but Shoes is gonna be there to counter, punching through the Symmetra. I'm gonna see Torb huddle up in this window, but not really gonna be able to find much from it, and is going to end up getting killed off by Winter in the back line, playing a little bit of roamer gameplay. CC now has access to the forward spawn, and it's felt like they have been very dominant in every team fight forthcoming. Navi and the Bag already has access to the EMP. ShamWow is just about to get access to the beat alongside the Nano and the Annihilation, not to even mention the Overclock. Even if CSU is going to lose Winter, they might be able, or Winter and ShamWow, I think at that point you do have to probably back off, but at the same time you have the forward spawn, and if you can kill off the opposing tank, you can start rampaging, making them suffer as you have. But
Unfortunately,
it's not enough.
Yeah, just too much damage from the Symmetra.
Too much damage, not enough suffering. CSU still at 4 ultimates. They're going to get pushed back to this beginning area, but at the same time, I feel like this is very easy for CSU to maybe find an opportunity to take. I'm going to take out the opposing turret. It feels like this match has been very defined by by the backline and flanks, whereas both teams have been trying to get the jump on the other. We are going to see the opposing Juno go down. Nemesis form from Shoes comes out, chases down this Kiriko, and she is curtains. Molten Core is going to come out from this opposing tour viewer and covering the stage. The floor really is lava, but that's not enough to keep the Torb alive. ShamWow unfortunately goes down. CSU still fighting through, getting some nice advantage. They're going to win the team fight for the most part. It's going to be a Nemesis form, but it gets going to get kind of shredded because he gets nanoed. Or not nanoed, antied.
Yeah, sometimes you just explode. It be like that.
Sometimes, listen, if you're getting shot from like 3 different directions, I'm surprised some people aren't exploding. And as you see, once again in control of the robot pushing towards. That opposing Kiriko is going to end up going down, dying to a headshot from the railgun. CSU maybe in a little bit of a scary position. However, it's a very low health for the opposing tank. They are going to pop the Annihilation, making them suffer as they have. But that's going to get called out with the beat from ShamWow. CSU still in a pretty strong position, in my opinion. Shoes currently in the middle of a tank duel.
It's kind of a one-sided duel, seeing as how he's just going for his Lucio.
I understand why you want to go after ShamWow, but like, you can't just leave. You can't leave the other tank unattended while you're getting punched.
Yeah, they were just kind of getting shot in the back. So while it was the smartest move, it also wasn't the smartest.
I mean, admittedly, like I guess you just kind of have to. Can you block? Can you block Ramatra punches with Ramatra block? I don't know.
I think they do get reduced, but other than that, yeah.
Maybe. I think it might have also just been an issue of they wanted to get a kill, even if they knew they were probably going to end up losing the tank v tank. Moving back over to the side of MVNU, we are going to have CSU here try and push in. We do have access to some pretty important ultimates. We're going to see the Fox Tube come down from the opposing team. That's going to be the Nano on Shoes, but unfortunately Dobera goes down, but they trade for the tank. Fairly advantageous, grouped up. Should be able to start making something happen, although it looks like Shoes is on some pretty low health, having to hop Nemesis form just for the regen, or not regen, the shield. Armor, technically. I realize those are different mechanics.
She's doing his job, getting kills and protecting his team.
I see the beat come down from ShamWow once again. CSU is continuing to push forward. It's felt like it's very, very hard for MVNU to really play against CSU in this game so far. The EMP and the Annihilation are currently on board, and given the fact that they're probably going to have to be pretty grouped up, I feel like these ultimates are killer given the circumstance. Admittedly, I think that the Orbital Ray and the Molten Core could do some serious damage, but I think if CSU plays around them correctly, they can kind of make them into a non-issue. There goes the Sojourn alongside the Kiriko, who's just punching through, drops the turret, but does not find it, and that's a super, super disadvantageous situation to use the Molten Core. CSU is given a lot of room to just kind of walk up to the spawn doors and do whatever they want here.
Yeah,
and that's going to be the end of the match.
That is in fact game.
Super impressive play from CSU. I think that they really like that was admittedly it was in their favor, but like
heavily, yeah.
That's what you want to see from CSU. They are a team who is like, they are coordinated, they're capable of playing very smartly, they're capable of playing in a way that is admittedly kind of a checkmate to a team who might not know how to handle someone as scary and volatile as CSU. Thanks for joining us. I have been psychic to my understanding. We have a Valorant game tomorrow, but nothing else tonight. Thank you much for joining us. Anything you want to say to the folks at home?
I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Sorry if it was a little scuffed. I was kind of rushing, but yeah.
I mean, I think everybody's rushing on the end of the week. At the end of the week.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Take care, y'all.
서툴러 다 놓치기 전에 때론 과감한 게 나. 의심하지마 you and I